Welcome to Turn Up Bear Down. It's a special episode, the Thanksgiving episode, because the Bears are taking on the Detroit Lions tomorrow morning at 11:30. We're here again with Matt Jansen, the co-host. How are we doing?
Get your turkey ready, baby. Get your turkey ready.
What do we even win if we win this game? Isn't it like
If we win this game, it's a used shoe,
yeah?
uh, and it's gonna be Matt Nagy selling it.
Oh my goodness, that's
So
incredible. Yeah, or it used to be like that stupid. What did they make? They made like a little turkey trophy thing.
good.
Fox did back in the day. So whatever that is, but hey, we get to watch two Bears games in the span of what, like 4 days. So nothing like getting over a terrible loss, like getting to watch the Bears take on the Lions. So what are your initial thoughts with this one? Are you excited for it, or dreading the fact that we have to watch another Bears game in 4 days?
Yeah. I mean, it's always nice to be able to watch him again. I was kind of looking forward to seeing Justin Fields again. It's really the only reason I watch anymore. I'm kidding, but seriously,
Fair enough.
um, yeah, that's valid. But I mean, it's just going to be interesting to see what our defense is going to look like from here on out. Obviously, we're not going to have Khalil Mack, so what's our defensive identity? We know what we got to do on offense, and it's run the ball. 32 is your identity.
Yeah.
Montgomery and Herbert. I mean, those guys have to be the. I mean, just honestly, I would assume both of them together should at least get 30 touches
Yeah.
in a game like this.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about what we have to do to try to stop the Lions on the other side. But yeah, but in the trenches, you got pretty much. I'd rather have Dalton than their backup quarterback situation, but
Yeah. Actually, I think
probably not going to be a lot of offense, guys. I'm
Jared
going on
Goff.
the bet and I'm taking the under.
Jared Goff is gonna play though. I'm pretty sure is
Is he?
what I've seen. Yeah. So let's talk about some of our keys to the game, and we'll get talking about the people playing. But uh, the Bears need to do these things. They need to sustain drives. Someone on offense needs to step up. I'm saying that because we know Justin Fields isn't going to be there. Allen Robinson didn't play last week. I'm not sure if he's playing this week. And
Doubtful.
then establish the run. And really, just at this point in the season, with 5 straight losses, give it to Montgomery, give it to Herbert, do the best you can with the run, because there has been a lot of success with that. And then if Dalton has opportunities, take them. We got nothing to lose at this point, honestly. Well, maybe Matt Nagy does, but I mean, we're the third worst team in the NFC. That's kind of hard to believe considering we were 3-2 at one point. And how about that back-to-back years with like 5-game losing streaks? That does not bode well for your team. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on the Bears?
Going in the wrong direction there. Yeah, I mean, Andy's going to need to be smart with the football. He's going to need to be just a game manager. We're going to need to play smart, complementary football if we want to win. That's kind of our identity until Justin gets back, and then when Justin gets back, then you want to again try to get that synergy with Mooney, with Montgomery, Komet, and Fields, and build on that and get some momentum going as you work through the offseason. The defense is going to obviously have to stop Swift. He could easily put up 30 points in fantasy because he's got 6 catches and he's got 120 total yards. Just get pressure. Jared Goff can't run. He's not mobile, so if you can get to him. Eddie Goldman has been stepping up. I'm going to hope that he continues that trend and at least gets a sack or a tackle for loss tomorrow. Just need to play sound football. We talked about that Ravens game late, the blown coverage that was in the latter stages of that game that cost the Bears the win. And I mean, just knowing what you're doing in every play and what scheme you're doing and what coverage, and obviously they're professionals, so they'll clean that stuff up. But really looking at the D line and then again in our O line, we'd love to see Jenkins, make his debut. Larry Borum's been doing a heck of a job on the right side. Jason Peters, obviously, when he's healthy, he's no slouch. Just continue to see what our offensive line is going to look like in the years to come, which I think is a kind of I think we have enough pieces to build around. So, I mean, I don't think this game is any vision of what we are as an identity as a football team. But I do think um, we have more talent, and at least I think a little bit more offensive uh, ability, even despite the scheme, to go ahead and beat Detroit. This is a game that there's even with all the circumstances, there should be no reason why you don't win this game. If you're Matt Nagy and the Bears, you have all to lose, and the Lions don't. The Lions are trying to get their first win. Honestly, with the way they've played teams lately, I can see them beating us in a sloppy, low-scoring game. But I mean, it's if you don't win this game, then I would guarantee Matt Nagy gets fired if you can't win this game.
For sure.
Uh,
Yeah, and I
because
think that for the Lions, and as I have on here, if they create turnovers, then capitalize on those turnovers. If they have a good run defense and shut down Montgomery and Herbert, and have a couple pivotal plays go their way, then I don't see how we win this one. Honestly, just the way things have been going for us, we we've really struggled on offense. Even the Pittsburgh game that felt like the real breakout for our offense on there, we didn't play well on offense for 3 quarters. So I feel like the Lions could do these things. Again, it's Andy Dalton versus Jared Goff. The Bears have a depleted defense. A lot of guys are out. So yeah, it'll be scary to see. I think again the Lions have played everybody pretty close for most of the game, but especially the last couple weeks. So we'll see what
yeah,
happens.
lost to the Browns by only a field goal
Yep.
last week.
And then tied the Steelers. So let's talk about some of the key players. I had to edit this a little bit. I still had Khalil Mack on here because I made this one ahead of time. But no Khalil Mack. We got Andy Dalton, Raquan Smith, and David Montgomery. And then for the Lions, Jared Goff, DeAndre Swift, and Khalif Raymond. I put Raymond in there because he had a really big game against us last time. He was the one who was, again, a busted coverage in the secondary. He was wide open, had like a 20-yard, 30-yard touchdown. I don't remember exactly. Jared Goff made a couple really bad plays last time we played them, but for the most part, I mean, he has played well against the Bears at times. And then DeAndre Swift, he was really the X factor for the Lions. So you can talk about these guys, about the Bears players as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I like obviously Mooney, Goodwin, Komet, Graham. That's our offense right now in the passing game. Like to see our backs get going. Defensively, I'm looking at Robert Quinn, who I told you has 10 sacks on the year. Eddie Goldman and Bilal Nichols. Now that you got some guys out, those are some other stars that need to step up. And obviously Roquan's going to need a ball and try to hold Swift in the passing game and in the running game. I told you it's clear that our secondary needs an upgrade next year. That's got to be one of the things that we get better at. Just so hard to look past that we're last in pretty much every offensive category. Yeah. Matchups are going to be important. I don't think Detroit has anybody special. They're obviously going to be a gritty defense with Dan Campbell being their head coach, but it's all about execution, about cleaning up the pre-snap penalties, limiting the holding penalties, and trying to put together 5 or 6 chunk, offensive plays together on a possession.
Yeah, for sure.
So combo that with obviously if Goff plays, then you got to get to the quarterback even more because if you got a backup, that's totally different than facing Goff. And secondary is going to have to hold up. You're going to get tested at some point. So we'll see how healthy our secondary is and how well they're going to play. Obviously, probably from a very early point. So yeah. Lions are hungry to win, and I don't know if I could say we're that hungry to win right now. It doesn't feel that way, anyways.
So do you think Dan Campbell's on the hot seat?
No, I don't. I think this is a project, and I think probably they like the way that they've at least played recently as a reflection of Dan Campbell. Yeah.
I mean, they could easily have like a similar record to the Bears, or even they could be like 3-6-1. And when we played them last time, I think we beat them 24-14. And they had 4 turnovers, or the Bears forced 4 turnovers from the Lions. Otherwise, they probably would have either been tied with us or scored more than us. So it'll be interesting to see. And is this Matt Nagy's last game?
Didn't hear a single thing you said, Scotty. You broke up.
You hate to see that. Is this Nagy's last game as Bears coach?
Ooh. Scotty, what do you think?
I think this is his last win. I think this might be the last win he has as Bears coach.
I don't even want to get my hopes up. I bet you he doesn't even get fired. We're talking about it at the end of Black Monday is when he goes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately.
But
yeah, I am excited. Make a little turkey, get up early, get the turkey rolling, and get to that. That's the first game on the slate tomorrow.
Yeah. You're welcome, America. Nothing better than watching the 3-7 Bears and the what are they? 8-1,
9-1,
9-1 Lions. I mean, that just makes you really excited for football.
Right. Get up, baby. It's definitely the people are still going to be sleeping game before they eat. But yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, it's be better if Fields was playing, but just to see Mooney, Montgomery, some of our backs and some of our young players on defense hopefully step up and the Bears win and Matt Nagy and the Wives survive another week and get to spend some time with family. Obviously, will be important and the family and the kids and cherish those times. So it's gonna be a good one tomorrow, man. Excited. I got Bears 21, Lions 16.
Dang.
My prediction this week, and honestly, I'm feeling pretty good about it. What about you, Scotty?
I got Bears 21-20. I will say this, like in some ways, when you have rivalry games, it doesn't really matter what the records are. And a couple years ago, we played the Lions we played the Lions 2018 and 2019 on Thanksgiving. This game, and both of those came down to the wire. Like both of those came down to the very end of the game, and that was when we had like much better teams. I would even say. And those came down to the wire. So I don't see how like us really struggling and the Lions playing every team tight. I don't see how it's not a close game. Which again, like there is something special about like this game in my opinion. Like the game that's on while you're having your first round of Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving meal, and just getting to see it. Usually the Lions play well on Thanksgiving. Well, sometimes they do. I don't know. They lose a lot, but there's like a little bit of an inspiration that hey, we get to play on Thanksgiving. So it is a fun game to be in. I'm hoping that we do some things right. I don't know. I'm not super confident in our team right now. It's too soon. We're still reeling the loss from this Sunday, and I'm not ready for a Thursday game already. So I guess that's how I'm feeling about the situation.
All right, hey, let's pick the 3 games on the slate tomorrow. Bears, and then who's the middle game? Dallas and
the Raiders, I believe.
Dallas and the Raiders, and then you have the nightcap of
the Bills and the
New Orleans and the Bills.
Yeah.
All right, so who's your pick, Scotty? Out of those 3, just go game by game.
All right, the Bears, Cowboys. Cowboys are good this year. The Chiefs game was crazy to me. Like that was not the same Cowboys team. I guess they didn't play the best against the Broncos either, but when everybody's rolling for the Cowboys this year, they've really looked good. I think the Cowboys are going to beat the Raiders, and then the Bills need to bounce back, and the Saints have really trended downward. And ever since Winston got hurt, I mean, I think they've lost 3 in a row. They were 5-2 after they beat the Bucks, I believe, and they've lost at least 3 straight. So, and uh, going off all that, as crazy as it sounds, since this is a Bears podcast or YouTube channel, we are only 2 games out of the playoff spot with 7 to go. 2 games out with 7 to go.
Just stop, okay?
Yeah, we just need to get on a roll, get Justin Fields healthy again, and we'll see where we're at, But actually, when I looked at it, then I saw Cardinals, Packers, Vikings, Giants, Vikings.
Giants suck.
Like, yeah, but that trend of we still have 2 games against the Vikings, 1 game against the Packers, and 1 game against the Cardinals. That's all those teams are playing pretty well. So.
Oh yeah, this would be the time to play the Cardinals without Kyler, honestly.
Yeah, well, we'll get him and we'll get them when he comes back. So,
Yeah, we'll get him, and he'll beat us by 30.
What do you got tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. The Bears sneak one out,
Bears.
and then I got. I do think Dallas wins by a lot. I think that's the ugly one, and then I think Bills and Bills and Saints. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to with all the injuries because I think Kamara's going to be out. I also think there's some other players that'll be out on that Saints team that will hurt them. It's just so hard to trust the Bills after what the Bills have done in the last couple of
I
weeks.
know. It doesn't make any sense.
It really is hard to trust the Bills taking care of business. I believe the Bills are home, aren't they?
I don't know. Yeah, let's say they are.
If they are, I'm taking the Bills. But I don't know. New Orleans always finds a way to just be greasy and sneaky and always competitive. If you look at it, Sean Payton.
Yeah, although I feel like that's changed a little bit recently with Drew Brees no longer being
Yeah,
there, and
it's true.
so that will do it for another great week of Turn Up Bear Down. We will see you next week, and Bears fans, don't forget to turn up and bear down. Later.
What up? What up? Peace.